example so that you will easily understand.
Yeah, I mean the object was created in two different places. One is in a constant string pool, and another one is heap memory. So that part I am not very clear why it is creating in two different places. You showed some example, right?
On that design. It's a design of Java. It's like that. You can see here this example. I will just try to create the similar thing, then you will understand it pretty clear. So I have started the recording, and let me copy and paste. CSP, constant string pool. Okay. So this is the file. Now let me open side by side, then you will understand. You can see here, I am just removing this part as of now. Just talking about constant string pool. So you can see here, I'm giving the example of constant string pool. So we have two ways of string creation. One is via normal Java objects, and one is via string literals. We call it string literals. Let me comment it out, and again let me write like that. This is called string literals. Okay. What it will do, it will always create the object in the constant string pool. It will not create the object in the heap memory. Like normally in Java, you use the class name, then reference, then equal to, then new, and then you call the constructor. So what it does, it creates the object in the heap memory area. But for a string, especially, they have designed a constant string pool concept, and they have given a way of creation of object. It's just like intx you are creating like that. Basically it's a class, right? So for class, if you have to create object, then you have to go through like that, the new, and this way. But for Java people, they have designed in such way that a string class that you can create like that. And they said that if you create like this, then it will never touch the heap memory. It will directly created in constant string pool. So this is something Java interview question. How many objects will be created here? So you can say that it will always create one object, and that will always be created in constant string pool. They will ask you why not in heap memory. So you can tell that because new keyword is missing and like constructor call is missing, like that. So that's why. So first time it will create the object, but second time if you try to create the same object, you see here I'm trying to create same object. So what it will do? It will not create the new. Even in the constant string pool, there is a rule that it will always hold the unique objects. So since welcome is already there, so this welcome will not be created. This will start referencing to this. So this and this will be same object, not two different objects. Is that clear or not?
Yes, I got it. Yep.
Okay. So if you see here, there are three different ways of comparison. First, try to do one by one. If you use str5 dot equals str6, we pass here 6. So what it will do? It will do a value comparison. Value comparison means it will compare WE, each character by character it will compare, and it will give you the output. So let me show you first that part. Okay. So if I run this, it is giving you true. I hope it is clear to you. This is a value comparison. But if you want like this, just change minor thing and then run. You see here what it does. Now it is assuming that these are two different objects in the memory, so values are not same. So that's why it is saying that it's not same, false. So this is value comparison. It will compare W, E, L, C, COME, like character by character, case by case also. Means if you write a small w, so that case also it will say that false, because case is changed. So it is case sensitive. I'm coming to the second. This double equal to operator in Java does the address comparison. So you know, in the constant string pool, duplicates are not allowed. So when you try to create str6, it will not create the duplicate, it will point to the first one, because it's a feature of Java, uniqueness, right? So that's why it will point to the same. If two objects are same, so obviously address is same, means you can have like your name Amit, and you can have like calling something like XYZ in the home, right? So if I call Amit, then also like you will come, and I will call XYZ, then also you will come on. So it's str5 and str6 is the same object. So if you do the address comparison, see, double equal to operator, just come to know, if it is for primitive data type, it will do the value comparison. If it is for object data type, so it will do the address comparison. Just think in this perspective. You have this concept, then it is very easy for you, because this is the confusion. You do x equal to y, then it's something different, and then it will work like that. Arun, what happened? Like,
Actually, I am in MRT.
okay. I can see that disconnected, connected.
Yeah. I'm in MRT. I'm traveling.
Okay, fine, no problem. So you can see here, so it will do the address comparison, because of object. If it is integer x, integer y, then it will compare the value. So that, don't think in that perspective. If it is object type data, so it will always do the address comparison. If the address comparison is there, and since you are knowing that welcome and this welcome is the same object, why? Because of the constant string pool. So in this case, address will be same, object is same, so address will be same. And in this case, if you run this, it will show you true. Why true? Because this is the same object. It's not new. Okay, only one object in there in the constant string pool. That's why it is coming as a true. Now let me comment this part. So there is a method especially given if you want to do the comparison from constraint string pool. So intern method is there in the Java. If you have to do the value, two objects comparison from the heap, so don't use intern method. If you don't want to use from the heap, especially you want to compare from the constant string pool. So constant string pool values, if you want to fetch, so this is the method. It will always fetch the value from the constant string pool, and then you will do the address comparison. So it will always say that same. Why? Because two objects are same. So three ways are there to compare. Now you knowing the all the ways, right? When you have to compare the value and when you have to compare the address. So these two ways are for address comparison. I hope it is clear to you, right? Now I'm coming to this part. What is happening here? Just try to understand. You can see here what I have written. When the line number 17 will be executed, so what will happen? It will always create, since it is first time unique, hello is not there in the constant string pool. So in the constant string pool, one object will be created, and since we are using new, so due to new, it will always create a new object in the heap memory. Because this is the property of Java, system design in such a way that when you are using new keyword, so it will always create an object in the heap memory as well. This is not done by a string literals. This is the normal Java object creation. So since system is designed in such a way that it will create the object in the constant string pool, and it will always create the object in there. So that's why it is like that. You can see here, right? So what is happening here? You are again trying to create the same object. You see here. So in constraint string pool, there, since the entry is already there, and the property of constraint in the string pool is that if the object is already there, it will not create the object, it will start pointing to that object with this one. Okay, but in the same time, since we are using new keyword, so heap memory area, it will always create a unique object. Even the content is same, it will always create the unique object. So in the heap memory area, again one more object will be created, but in the constant string pool, this will not be created again. So now after execution of with 17 and line number 19, there will be two objects, one here in heap memory area there is one, and in constant string pool there is one. But after the execution of line number 19, so in the constant string pool only one, in the heap now we will have two different objects. Hope it is clear to you. Now if it is clear, so you try to use the same thing. Let me copy one by one. This is str1 and this is str2. I have committed the upper parts. Now I am going to execute. See here, what I am going to do, I am going to compare the value. So value comparison, I am expecting the result as true. So it is coming as a true. So that's very easy to understand. Equals method has no confusion. People will easily understand. But what will happen if you run this one? Just remember, if in this case what was happening, there was only object created in constant string pool. So when he was trying to compare, it was always fetching from where? It was fetching from the constant string pool. But after execution of line number 17 and 19, the scenario has changed. So what is the scenario? Scenario says that if the object is present in the heap memory area, it will never look into the constant string pool. So this time if you do the address comparison, and in the heap memory area we have two different objects, so address of two different objects are what? Different. In that case it will give you false. This is the confusion here and here. What is happening? People have a lot of confusion, so just try to clear the confusion. Why it is true here and why it is false here? Because this is comparing from the heap memory area and this is comparing from the constant string pool. Just the design of creation is different, that's why. Now let me run this. So it is saying that false. You can see here, if I make it on and I turn it off here, just I want to show the difference. The way of creation is different, so address comparison is different. So it is comparing the address in the heap memory area, it is comparing the address in the constant string pool. So let me run this, then you will see the difference, and this is something shocking. So this is saying that true, but this is saying that false, because this and this are two different objects. So that's why the address is false, it's not the same. Now if you want to see here, you know in the constant string pool there is only one object hello. But if you want to compare from the constant string pool, so I told you intern method is there which will always call the things from the constant string pool. It will never fetch from the heap memory. So this was fetching from the heap memory. Even the double equal to operator is there. I am saying that no, not this one. Go and check in the constant string pool. So in the constant string pool, it is saying that true. Why true? Because
I think in the last line you have to mention str2.
Correct. When I put it str2, then I run it, then you see here it is true.
Yeah.
You see here? Why? Because from the constant string pool, only one hello is there. And both str1 and str2 from the CSP pointing to the same object because of the uniqueness. If this is clear, then should be okay. This is the best example I can put up.
Yes, it's pretty clear, I think, for me.
Still have doubt? Anyone?
No, I don't have any doubt. Just one thing I want to understand. So why are this constant string pool is used? I mean, my question is, do we really use it, or it's just to have an idea if something is related to this is available?
Because immutability. String is immutable, so we cannot change it. So that's why.
Okay.
I'm coming to that topic. Next topic, like why string is immutable.
I think this constant string pool usage is also kind of less memory consuming. This is the another benefit of this.
Correct. Anyone has any doubt?
Rajuji, I have small doubt. What is the difference between system out println and system out print?
So println will do one thing, means it will print and it will put the cursor in the next line. Okay, and print will hold the cursor in the same line. So if you next time again do the print, so it will start printing from the same line. So that's the major difference.
Okay. In this scenario,
consider that I'll tell you. I'm coming here. I want to print the objects. S out. This is println. If I do it printing one time, again I'm doing the printing same time. When I write in the same line, that doesn't matter. Okay, 2 times I've written in the same line. But you see the output due to println, it will always point to the next line. Can you see this?
yes.
So this is something, and same thing I'm doing here. Means I will just put a separator. Again I'm doing here copy and paste, and this time using print only, not println. You see here, if I run it, it is coming in the same line. So you go and check the definition why it is. So I will first go to the method println via control click. Then you see here how it is designed now. It is having a new line. Can you see this?
Yes.
So new line is doing breakage of new line, means it will just put your cursor in the next line. And if you go to the print method, that new line is missing. You can see here. So definition means whatever you have written, got the code, it is different way. So that's the major difference. Okay.
Okay, understand.
I have one just question. It's not related to any topic. So in my Eclipse, I had to use this S out don't work in that. SYSO I had to use, and then control space, then it print
Because
system
of the because maybe of the Eclipse version, means it's autofill up kind of thing. So in my Eclipse both works, means if I put S out, control space, that is one thing, and one way is SYSO.
Yeah, SYSO. In my only SYSO works.
See, both is working in my system. So it depends upon Eclipse version you are using.
I think I downloaded the latest version.
Okay.
Okay.
Any more doubts anyone has? So this was the basic of string class. Let me go more on the string class. So one concept is that the string is immutable. So immutable means not changeable. So that concept you have to understand, and now I'm going to explain that concept. You see here, the string is immutable. So how it is immutable? Means if you have created this object str1, okay, with hello. So str1 actually it is, this is just a reference, right? Str1 is just a reference, but actually the object is this one. So this object is never changeable, means once it is created you cannot change the value of that, and this is something design of string class. So if I go to the string class, so you have to understand couple of things. One is that it is a final class, okay. Second thing is the variable, it is a final. So if the final keyword is added to any variable, so it says that once it is created you cannot change the value of that variable. So every time you want to change the value, what it will do, it will create a new object instead. It will not change the original existing object, but it will create a new object instead of that. And that object, it's up to you how you want to handle. Means if you want to store it somewhere, you can store it, or you can keep it as anonymous. It's up to you. So this is something very important concept. So you have to tell that because of this line number 114, the private final char value. So this is the value which is final. It means once you have created the string, it will never change. And now you see here in the constructor what it is doing. So final thing is, once, see here, yeah, just a design part. I am not creating here, means I am not assigning any value. So what do we have to do if there is something final? So it says that, system says that you have to initialize it once. At least once you have to initialize it, and once it is initialized, then it cannot be changed. So final is the keyword that is showing that part. Coming, hold on, just coming on. So that is the main reason string is immutable. If you are able to explain this concept, then the interviewer will understand, oh, you have this concept that how string is immutable. So because of this, one is like it's a final class, and the variable which you are creating, that is also final, and once the final variable is there, it means you cannot change the value. So how you are able to like try to create? So it's design of that, when you will try to create, it will always create a new object instead of changing the original. So that is also possible. You see here there are other ways of creating a string. So you go to the outline view and you try to see all the constructor of the string, right? One is blank, means you just create it, blank one. So this will be like blank created. This is something byte also you can pass, byte int pass, byte int pass. So need basis you can go and explore that how we are going to use. So you can create one array and then you can pass like that. So there are different you can see objects they have given, and then how you want to create it or how you want to use, it's up to you. Now I'm coming to this constant string pool demo. It is completed, so I have this one. Let me go to the first part and let me comment this part because I don't need these things. One superhit interview question is that what is the internal implementation of a string class? So just now you have seen that the internal implementation of a string class is character array. You know about array, so now it's easy to understand for you what is character array. So line number 114, you see here internal implementation of character array. The array name is value and it has a by default variable, means you won't see this here, but array has a default variable called length. So variable is like used for getting the array length, but a string class has dedicated method. dot length method. Okay, you can use that method, but basically that method you go there in a string class, it is calling that length variable. It is returning you the value of length. I'm going to the out section, and then we have length. You see here, length method. If I'm going there, what it is returning? Return value. Value is the array name dot length. It is returning. So this is the basically return type of length method. So any string length you want to find, so this method is really very helpful. You can use it. Okay. So we have character array. What I did, I wrote it like there, JAVA. So it's all character, Java point like that. And what I am doing here, since we have a constructor that I can pass the character array, if you click here, control click, you can see that which constructor it is invoking. So it is invoking this constructor, and inside the code is written arrays dot copy of value, and then length it is passing. So length it is creating and passing. Then I am printing it. So I am able to print it. So let me comment and show you this demo as well, that you can create a character array and then you can pass it and then you can print it like that. So there are several ways to create. So this is also one way you can use it if you want. Now just try to understand what is happening here. How string is immutable, that's what I want to show you, right? Consider that we have a string str111 is equal to abc. So this is one object which is present where? In constant string pool. Again I am saying that line number 39, str111 is equal to hello. So what it will do, this object will be there in the constant string pool, but str will lose the reference from here. It will not point to this object. Now it has started pointing to the hello. Okay, but this object is also there in the constant string pool. So again what I am doing here, str1 equal to hello plus world. So again there are already two objects before, this is pointing to the new object. So this new object will be created and it will start pointing to the new object. So if someone is asking this question, showing you this example, that after execution of line number 37, 38 and 41, 39 and 41, what will be the scenario? So you can tell that this object is there, already there in the memory, where? In the constant string pool. Now this reference, this is reference, this is not the object, right? This is reference. Now this reference will start pointing to the hello, but after execution of line number 41, it will create this object, it will concatenate and it will create a new object, and str1 will point a new object. So total 3 objects will be there, 1, 2, 3. Is it clear to everyone? But if you want to access ABC and hello, the reference is already lost. So this objects will become anonymous. And for your information, garbage collector in Java, there is a topic, even garbage collector cannot access the constant string pool. So this object will always destroy when your system will be restarted. Till the time it will be there in the memory. Understand?
Yes.
So this is one example you have to understand, and I will show you other examples. I showed this example as well, right? So should be okay. Consider that you have to reverse one string. So how you will do that? So let me go through that example. I have created one class, reverse string example 1, and I have written one method here. You can see the method name is reverse string. It will take one string and it will do something, and then it will, based on if condition, in the else part. If it is not empty, so it will come to the else part and it will call this method. So this you don't know, so leave it now, because this method I have not gone through, so it will be coming to the later picture. Let me show you another example. I'm just going through all the examples, and whatever useful for you, I will just explain. You can see here, this is very good example for you. So in the line number 9, I'm creating one string object, not via literals, it's string object. So two objects will be created first time, just remember that. Now str1 dot concat means in the str1 I am concatenating word. Okay, so what it will do, it will create a new object, but since string is immutable, just remember this line again, string is immutable, so str1 will not change. Even you calling str dot concat, concat is a method to add two strings. Okay, so this will create a new object instead of creating this, instead of changing this str1, and this now I'm holding the reference where in str2, so str1 will never change. You can see this example. If I run here str1 and str2, you can see what is happening. So str1 is printing which one? Hello. And str2 is printing which one? This. So line number 9 is str1, which is pointing to hello, and I never change the reference, means I never ask str1 go and point to another object. But here in line number 13, if I write like this, str1 equal to str dot concat, so what it will do, it will create a new object, and this str1 will start pointing to the new object because you are assigning it. But this object is already there, it's already there, it is not destroyed, and now you have started pointing to this new object. You created a new object and then you started pointing like that. So one of the question was there, in where it will be created, if you are calling via concat method and if you are calling via plus method. No, not plus way. So if we are trying to add here via plus operator, and if you are calling concat method, so concat method will create object in the heap memory area. This will create two objects, one in heap and one is constant string pool. But if you are trying to just use plus operator, so it will be created in the where? Constant string pool. I mean to say like this. Just think of this, then you will understand. We have a plus operator, then why need to use that one? Like this. So what is the difference here? Here I am using concat method. So concat method always creates with the new keyword. So it is using the new keyword and then it is trying to create the object. So it will create two objects here, where one is constant string pool and one is there in the heap memory area. But this will create only one object in the constant string pool. So this is the difference. If you want to use, you can use it your way. I just give the concepts, rest up to you. So you see here, now it is creating two objects and it is pointing to new object. Clear, right? So this is something different. You can see this is one example you have to understand, and let me go other examples. String 3. Closed this part. You can see here. This example, let me try to explain what I am trying to do here. I am creating one object here. New string hello world Java learning. First I am trying to convert into two uppercase. So there is a method called two uppercase. So basically it will convert everything into the uppercase. So I am saying that convert to uppercase and then store it where? str2. str1 is not changed. Just remember this. str1 is still the same. So I'm trying to print the length. So how to print the length? str1 dot length. The method is there, so it will print you the length. So let me show you first up to here part, then I will explain the rest of the part. This is a big example. One by one I will try to explain. Let me print str2 as well as out. str2. When copying, printing str1 as well, just to show you how it is immutable, what it will print and what it will print. It is storing the uppercase, but str1 is never change. Just remember this. You can see here str1 is not changed, str2 is holding the new object. When you do any method call, it will create a new object, and that new object it will store. Any doubt anyone has? We have other string methods which I will show you. You can see here we have length method which is already introduced. It calculates the length, and then it's one is char at method is there, where you have to pass the index and it will give you the index character. Index always starts from the 0. This is substring method, and this is concat method which you have already seen. Index of method is there, last index method is there, equals method is there which you have already seen, equals ignore case is there, compare to method is there, compare to ignore case is there, string to length, two lowercase is there, two uppercase is there, trim method is there, and replace method is there. So I will show you lot of examples here in the same file one by one. So you have
So
seen.
Rajiv, just one thing. You are already doing a lot of automation. So how frequently this is being used, the different variations of this string?
The string is widely used. Means you have
Okay.
to just focus on a string class. Means you cannot ignore this, any of them.
No, I'm not going to ignore them. How, what is the frequency? How frequently it is used? So
90%.
as you said,
90%.
different variations also being used.
Yes. String class,
Okay.
everything. Means most of the things is based on the string one.
Okay.
Because most of the data type we are treating as a string one. Later one you want, you can convert it into your desired format. But most of the time everything from the web page, everything is in the string format, right? And for web automation we are using Selenium, so we'll feel that it's always a string.
Okay.
You can see a couple of methods you already seen here. Two uppercase we have seen, length method we have seen. So you can pass these things and you can print it. So length method is integer type, so that's why when you are running here, it is giving you the length of that. So you see here 25 it is printing. So when you will count this, you will get the 25. And now see this method char at. So char at method is based on the index. So just try to understand this. Let me comment this part one by one. I will show you so that you will understand. So here our length is 25. So if I put here 25, you see here what is the issue with this. Index is 0 to 24. If you put 25, so index is invalid because length is 25, not the index. So I am putting a wrong index here and trying to run this. You can see here what I am getting, a string index out of bound exception. So something wrong index I am putting, it is saying like that, out of range. So that's the main thing you have to understand, and then you can just set is 0 and test it whether it is working or not. So what it is printing? It is printing H. That's correct. So if you want to print like any random one, so 0 to 24 is the valid value. You can see here it is printing G, so that was correct. But if it is, you want to calculate it dynamically, right? So using this one, you don't know the index and all such things, how you will know, right? So just -1. So this is the valid value for the last one. Means if you want to print last character, so you can print like that. So you see here it is printing G. If you want to print the first one, the first one is easy, but programmatically if you want to do without passing the index, so you can write like this. So length minus length is 0. You can see here I'm getting the output. Now coming to the more methods. Array method you already introduced. It's based on the index, and one good example of char@at method. So I am saying that I want to print every character by character, not the single string. If you are printing like this, it was just printing that thing, right? And now I want to print character by character. So how I can do that? So let me put some delay there so that you will understand. Thread.slip. Let me put here 100 so that, so it is showing me compilation error. Just mouse over and add throws declaration. So now I added the throws declaration. Basically this is one kind of interrupt. Means explicitly or forcefully I am pausing the execution for just couple of milliseconds. You can see here character by character it is printing like this. So one by one it will print every character. So what is the logic I have written? Starting index should be 0. So it will start from 0th index, and I is less than, that's it, length. It means up to 24 this condition is true. Once the I become 25, this loop will stop working. So that's why I put the condition as I less than the length. So 0 to 24 this loop will work. I plus plus. So for loop you already understand. And then system.out.print I am using, not println. So print it means I want to print in the same line. So just I am doing the same thing here. The string object dot char at method I am calling and passing the index value. So this is something forward printing, means from starting to end. But what if you have to print in the backward, reverse order? So same method can be used, and this method can be used for backward printing. When I was using here print, so that's why I want to start in a new line. So I just put here /n. /n is for new line. So you can use this as well. You can see here I am using what I is str.length -1, because index I am setting here. If I put here length, so index will come out of this, so that is invalid value. So I am setting here str.length -1, so it will come on the this position, 24th position. And then I am saying that I should be greater than equal to, see here loop conditions. Here I was not using equal to, here I am using equal to, because I want the index position should go up to 0. So this way I am using greater than or equal to 0. Then I minus minus, because this is going in the reverse order from high to low. So that's why I minus minus I am using. Then I am going to print it. Let me put this as well. One time it will print in the from left to right, and second time it will print in the right to left order. So just let me run this, and you see here now no new methods I am using here, all the known methods I am using. hello world Java learning, then reverse order printing it is. You can see here GNI this way. So in the forward order printing, no one will ask, but in the backward order printing, everyone will ask in the interview that print the string in the reverse order. So you will have to use this loop and then you can use it. Okay. Now again coming to this part. People are not joining. You can see here again I have this method substring. So let me explain you substring what it will do. Substring works on the index. So from 0th it will work. So when you will pass the 10th, it means you are saying that 11th position value you print. So whatever the 11th position value will be there, it will be printed. So let me explain you this part. If you print here 0, from 0th position it will print everything, substring. Okay, it's not printing one character. Basically you setting the position substring. So from where you want the substring. So that's why I'm setting a substring of 0. So substring of 0 means from first position print everything. So let me comment this part because this can make you confused. One by one I just explaining each and every method. So if I put here 0 and then run it, you can see the output what it is going to do. So from 0th position it will print everything. Means you are setting that from where you want the substring. If I set that half, then what I will do, I will set this one. This divided by 2 and then minus 1 I can set, or let it be like that, means just half I am taking. The index will be set from the half position and then it will run. You can see here Java learning, actual string was hello world Java learning, and now it is printing from the half of the length. So it is like that. Let me print this one. That should be okay. One time I'm printing the full string, one time I'm printing the half of the string. So it is printing the half of the string like this. So second example is that very good one. This one you understand already. This one you understood already, right? Now it is substring. It is taking two arguments. It is saying that a start position and end position you are setting. So end position is not index based. That's the main confusion about substring method. See, start position is always start from the index 0, but the end position is not from the index base. It will take it first 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. So from where to where you want print. So I say that start position 0th, the 10th index. So 10th index means from 11th position, and I'm saying that end position is also 11. So from 11 to 11 it will just print one character. That is the confusion. You just focus on this part. Second part what you are passing, that is something different. You go and check in this substring method. So substring method is saying that begin index, end index. So end index is something, the actual what do you call position starts from the 1. If you run this, then you will see the difference. It is printing only one character. Why one character? Because if it is index based, it should be 10 and 11, two index, right? But it is only printing one character. So that's the confusion people have about the substring method. So this one is substring is just pass the start index and it will print everything till until end. This is something you can set the end value. So if I put here 12, it will start from the 10 and then it will print two characters. Why it is not printing? Maybe space is there. So let me print 13. You can see here. So D space and J printed here. Let me print this, then it will be more easy
I
to
think
understand.
this is also a very common question asked
What?
Printing a specific character, maybe 10th or 11th, something.
Correct.
Is
That
asked
you
in the
can
interview.
see, that you can do via char type, but this is substring. Substring means you have to set the start position and end position. If you don't set the end position, from that position it will print up to end. So that's the main thing. Two examples are there of substring, right? And this is something, the start position and end position. End position is what? End position is that from the start position, how many, means which position you want to print, from where to where. So that you can set here. So if I set here 15 here, you can see. So it is printing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 characters. But if you start from 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, it is coming 6. So it's not like that. That already I showed you, right? And if you put here 10, it will print nothing. See here, it prints nothing, right? So at least one more value you have to pass, then only it will be a valid. At least one character if you want to print, then you have to print like this. Means you have to pass value like this. So this is something very important thing about what? Substring.
Yeah.
So char at I is like just one character printing, or character by character you set in the loop and you can get. But substring, that set the start position and set the end position. In this example, I am not setting any position, line number 32. So from that position, it will print up to end. So this is the only difference you have to understand. Because substring is overloaded method. Overloaded method means name is same, but it is accepting different parameters. You can see here. This is printing. Both are printed via substring only. So here I just set the start position, then it printed everything. Hope it is clear to you, right? And one more method is there, index of. So you can see here this, we have hello world Java learning. So we can pick the duplicate one, because like index of is very important in the case of duplicate one. So what you have to do, you have to set the character and you set the which, you don't pass like this. We have two ways of doing that. I just pass the character. So what it will do, it will start scanning from the left side, and whenever it is found, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it will say that it is found on the fourth index number. You can see the output, then you will understand. Index of method is there. So there are two ways of index of method. One is you can pass the character, you can pass the string as well, and you can set the position from where you want the index to be started. So here I am not passing any index, so it will start scanning from the 0th position, and wherever it will find, it will print the index of that. So I am expecting that 4. Let's see the output. It is coming as a 4, so should be okay. But I am saying that no, this is okay. Now next switch. So I can set that. Let's start from here. Where? 0, 1, 2, 3. So I can pass here 5. I said I want to start from index 5, and now let me know where it is coming. Okay. So I'm coming here and I can pass the position from where I want to start. See here, you can go there in the index of method. It is having two kind of index method. One is just pass the character, you will get the index. So here it is setting the index as 0, you can see here, and here it is asking the user to give the input, and then based on that it will start from that position. You can see here 7th position. If you go there and check for O, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is the 7th index position it is coming. So this is one, and we do have like same like we can pass the string as well. So this is one example. I'm setting that hello world. Now let me print the index of world. So from where W is starting, it will take that position. It's a 6. Okay. This is 2 uppercase and 2 lowercase. The very easy one. You can see different methods are there. You can just sit here. So is it clear like how a string is immutable and why it is immutable? Means you have to explain this concept during the interview. So you can say that is the implementation is character array and is the final character array. So once the value is initialized, you cannot change. You can see here one is a small case and one is uppercase. So 2 lowercase, 2 uppercase. So 2 methods are there, very simple methods, but one is equals method and one is like equals ignore case method. So let me explain first. Equals method you have already seen. It will just do the string comparison, and you already know we have str1 and we have str2. So str2 is holding the same value but in the uppercase. If I run this program like this and this, so we are calling 2 methods. One method is str1 and str2. So it will do the case by case comparison. So it will not same, right? So I'm expecting that after execution of line number 43, it will give you false. But after execution of line number 44, where I'm calling equals ignore case, so it will ignore the case, then it will compare the value and then it will become the true. So 2 things are there, and based on the need you can call whatever the method you want to call in the programs. You can see here first time it is saying false, second time it is true. So why false true? Because this is case sensitive and this is non-case sensitive. So content was same, so non-case sensitive comes as a true. Now let me show you this way, then you will understand the output and see. I'm calling this equals and equals ignore case, so that's why second time it is same method is there. I'm calling the same content str1 of str2. So based on the value comparison, it says that it's true. First time it says that false because of the case sensitivity. Okay, and one is very important method that is called magical method and widely used everywhere. That is called contains method in the string class, and you will use so many times of this. So what you have to do, you have a string here and you want to find any character, any word, whether it is present there or not. So you can just pass and then it will say that whether it is a true or false. You go there, it says return type is boolean. So boolean return type, it means you can just check whether it is found or not found. So let me run this. You can see here I'm getting the output as a true. So that is found. Let me comment this part. Hope these things are. You can see here I'm just putting some random characters, invalid test, and this is case sensitive as well. You see here it is coming as a false. So me dot to there is a property of a string. This if you are putting something in the double quotes and just put the dot, then you will start calling all the what do you call string class methods. So I'm calling the 2 uppercase. I'm passing the word but in the uppercase. I'm saying that find it whether it is present. So it's a case sensitive. It will say you false. You see here it is coming as a false. So just remember this. Okay. So I want to hold it for here, not to go more for today, and we will discuss more examples in tomorrow's class. But if you have any doubt up to here, you can ask.
No, Rajiv, it's good.
Everyone? Chiti Babu? Arun?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
You okay? Everything okay? Means you understood
Yeah, yeah.
everything, or you have a
Yes. Understood.
you can invite all your friends, whatever the friends like you have. Anyone wants to learn this Java concept, Selenium concept. So I will teach mostly 4 topics. One is Java, then I will come to Selenium, then I will come to TestNG, and then I will come to the Cucumber part. So 4 topics I am going to teach. Maven and Git is also there, but those are small topics. So these 4 topics are going long. This is going to take long time. And if you want to invite any of your friends, you can invite. It's okay. Most welcome for that. Okay. So thanks all for joining today's session. I'm going to
Thanks,
stop.
Rajiv. Thanks for the session.
Thank you, Raj.
Okay, welcome.
Thank you.